All right, welcome to Module 3. In this module, our expert will show us how to outsource or hire cold callers. So get ready to take some notes and let's jump right in.
All right, so what if you don't want to do your cold calls and your appointment setting by yourself? If it's too intimidating or you don't have time, or you planned all along to outsource this kind of thing to a sales team or to freelancers, there's a few different options for that. The first one is, as I said, freelancers. This is where you don't necessarily hire someone permanently onto your team, and you're not necessarily outsourcing it to a company or a service. You're just finding an individual who's good at a skill, and you're paying them on a project basis or sometimes on an ongoing monthly basis, but they're not really part of your company. They're not an employee or anything like that. Upwork is a tremendously useful way to find people like that. You can do word searches. We could use the word cold calling or appointment setter here, or you could come over here to all categories and just browse and try to find something in the phone sales space, such as lead generation freelancers. You might find some people there, or telemarketing and telesales. That's probably what we're going to look at here. And as you can see, you get a whole lot of people who have skills in cold calling and telemarketing, outbound sales, cold calling. So a whole lot of potential here. Let's try actually looking for appointment setting. All right, so here's our results for people who generate appointments for you on Upwork. Cold call expert, Francine, B2B lead generation here, experienced telemarketer, quick and attentive, that's customer service. What you'll notice about Upwork is that it's kind of like LinkedIn. A lot of people end up with skills in their skills database, their list of skills that aren't really their primary thing. And so you've got to be careful with that when you're searching through. You really want to look for what's their main thing that they do. So Rebecca M has two main things, customer service and appointment setting. So she might be, worth another look. And you browse through their profile. It's helpful if they have some past work experience here. And we don't see that there. Let's see if we can find some in her full profile. Nope, no work experience published. So let's go back here. Let's see if we can find someone with a little bit more of a background to look at. So Francine says she's a cold calling expert, and she's got 100% job success here, but she doesn't have a whole lot earned, which means that could literally be 1 out of 1 job was successful, right? We've got Daniel, B2B lead generation here. Pretty expensive, but he's earned a whole lot, and he's got a 99% success rate. Might be worth looking a little bit closer at him. Work history, whole bunch of 5-star reviews there, and looks like we've got B2B outreach as something that he's done, email outreach, email copywriting. So that's not what we're looking for. B2B lead generation, very important, many aspects to it. We really want someone who actually is skilled on the phone. So let's try Alicia here, experienced telemarketer. Alicia has a 96% job success rate with a whole lot of jobs under her belt, or at least a whole lot of revenue. And we can look at that here. She's just got a whole lot of successful jobs and a whole lot of positive feedback. She's got 1 3-star review a couple years ago. So since everything since then has been good, she might be someone who's worth reaching out to and trying to bring on board as a freelance cold caller. And looks like cold calling is definitely something that she does quite a bit of. Calling prospects, sales and telemarketing, scheduling demos for, looks like an e-com company, B2B appointment setter, 5 stars. So this is all good. This is someone who you might want to contact and invite them to apply for one of your jobs on Upwork. Okay? What we don't want to go with is someone who has a whole lot of negative history. Okay? This is just an issue of if there's a whole lot of things, it's kind of a if there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing, right? 1 3-star review like we saw in the previous person a couple years ago is probably not a big deal. But if you look here And there's, freelancer responses with excuses and explanations and so on, which for all we know might be valid. But, you're not running a charity, you're running a business, and you can't take those kinds of chances. So I'll leave that up to you if you want to take a chance with someone with that kind of history. The next option is going to be Fiverr. And yes, you can actually recruit or pay for cold calling services on Fiverr. Now, Fiverr has kind of a stigma associated with it. They've been slowly becoming a more premium platform these days. Of course, they started off where everything just costed a $5, so services were relatively cheap, and you get what you pay for. But it might be worth looking through these to see some of the rock stars, because there are rock stars on Fiverr who are really good at what they do, and they'll probably be a little bit more expensive. But you look at this guy, 4.7 stars out of 149 reviews, 4.9 here. I'll cold call your list. You've got a guy over here, 100% 5-star reviews for cold calling or using custom sales scripts, etc., to generate appointments. 273 reviews, all of them positive. Very similar over here with Maxine Coleman. So there's no shortage here of people who say that they can do a good job of cold calling and appointment setting, and many of them have the reviews and testimonials to back that up. And because it's cheap, it's less risky, to maybe give them a try and then see if they can sit through maybe the training in the previous module, right? And cold call some of those prospects for you so you don't have to. Another option is to bring on a permanent team member. And one of the great places to look for if you're on a budget, let's say you're an internet startup and you don't have a whole lot of money to bring on U.S. employees or additional U.S. employees for sales, a great place to look is Onlinejobs.ph. Okay, and the reason I say Onlinejobs.ph is because there's a very little known fact about the Philippines, and that is that they speak excellent English. They all speak tremendous English. Now, when I say all, I shouldn't say everyone has no accent. Okay, there's obviously some accents, but less so than any other country in the world, as far as we've seen. People in the Philippines, English is one of their primary languages, officially a primary language that they learn. And many of them might have sort of what your average American over the phone would think is a Hispanic or even a Southern California kind of twang when they talk. You can get a whole lot of people who have barely any accent at all, and their grammar is absolutely spectacular, and many of them are, in fact, good at cold calling. So you could do a search here for cold calling, and you'll find a whole bunch of people who have that skill. Telemarketer here. Cold caller there. Cold calling here. So cold calling is probably not the main thing that people find on Onlinejobs.ph. Most people are looking for content creators, general virtual assistants. But if you dig, you'll find people who have telemarketing and cold calling experience. And in the case of hiring somebody from the Philippines, you would want to make sure that an audio interview, of course, or an audio recording sample, etc., is part of your interview process. But because cold calling is not one of their primary things, what you'd want to do on Onlinejobs.ph is actually post a job. Okay, and then the people who have those skills that you're looking for will search for those skills, and they'll come to your job post and apply for the job. And it's a great place if you want to bring on a permanent cold caller on your team who you don't have to pay that much money to, because the buying power of the U.S. dollar goes very far in the Philippines, especially depending on what region of the Philippines you're talking about. So you could be paying somebody, $400 or $500 a month to do cold calling for you in the Philippines, and they're getting paid better than, the engineer and the college professor down the road from them, So it's a win-win situation. It provides some upward mobility for the folks in the Philippines, and it helps you save some money as well, whether it be hiring them as your only salesperson, your only cold caller, or using them to supplement your existing team. It's a tremendous thing to take advantage of. Then we have the actual services, okay? So instead of hiring a freelancer for projects, or instead of bringing on a virtual remote worker as a permanent team member, say from the Philippines, like in the last example. There's actual services that handle this for you. So Jump Crew is one that exists, and you just basically pass it on to them. You pass on, the target audience, you pass on the sales scripts and stuff like that, and they take care of your appointment setting. They also do actual selling as well as another service, but what we're talking about is appointment setting, and this is a great way to sort of take that off of your shoulders and just hand it to somebody else as quickly as possible. Another option here is Overpass. Overpass will basically let you tap into an existing pool of people who literally are just cold callers. That's literally what they do. The entire site is optimized and based around being able to see their skills and performance as cold callers. And like it says, it's basically a pool of qualified appointment setters in the cloud that you can tap into. So that's another one to look into. And there's EBQ is another example. There's tons of these out there, by the way. These are just 3 examples. EBQ is appointment setting services, specifically in the B2B space, where they handle all of it for you. They're going to take care of turning your prospects and your leads into appointments for you, and all you have to do is give them the goods, give them the scripts, give them the value proposition, all that good stuff, and you're basically taking all the stuff we've talked about in the previous 2 lessons, and you're taking it off of your shoulder, and you're taking it off of your shoulders and handing it to another company that might save you some money, depending on what you pay your sales team or what you would have paid a sales team. At a minimum, saves you some time and some heartache, especially if cold calling is something that is intimidating to you or stressful for you. So these are all very legitimate options for outsourcing the task of cold calling for your business.
Hi, Abram Kutsia here, and a warm welcome to my channel. I value your precious time, and my wish for you is that you have found something of real value in this video that will help you to close more leads and to scale your business beyond your dreams. If you have found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification. We will upload one module every week. I quickly want to introduce you to a brand new way to hack your social media profiles to generate unlimited free traffic for your business. It doesn't require any special skills, and it doesn't involve running complicated ads. In fact, what I'm about to show you is probably the easiest, fastest, and most beginner-friendly way to grow your business with social media today. And I'm willing to bet you didn't even know it existed. The hidden traffic on Facebook. Have you ever been scrolling around on Facebook when a post, like, or comment catches your eye, and then for whatever reason you decide to click to view that person's profile page? If you've done that before, you're not alone. I do this all the time. I'll see a post or comment or like that catches my eye, and I can't help but click to their profile page to see who that person is and what they're about. Let's be honest, we all nosy on social media. Have you ever wondered how often this is happening to you? How many people are clicking to view your profile daily? Let's do an experiment where we treat your Facebook profile like a landing page. We'll add buttons, links, and call to actions to your products and services in all the right places, and watch the magic happen. It will shock you how quickly you get results. You'll immediately tap into a consistent stream of free leads for your business, just by making a few simple tweaks to your Facebook profile. And if your profile isn't set up and optimized to capture those potential customers, you're missing out big time. In this blueprint, I'm going to show you how to completely transform your Facebook profile into a lead machine that brings you new customers 24/7. The link will be in the description below this video. I hope I will see you on the other side. Take care, take action, goodbye.